It is April 2026. Another massive Russian spring offensive is grinding through the mud, throwing thousands of poorly trained soldiers into the fight, often with zero preparation. Yet, the advance is stalling. In fact, Ukraine is winning back territory. The traditional assumption in warfare is that to stop a massive wave of infantry, you need an equally massive force of your own. Ukraine is ignoring this rule of mass. Instead of matching bodies with bodies, Ukraine has deployed a tiered system of remote sensors and strike drones that targets the offensive at varying depths. The first layer of this system sits right at the zero line, the muddy, chaotic front where the Russian infantry begins its advance. But these advancing units are experiencing a severe command and control blackout. Ukraine managed to block their Starlink access and disrupt communication on Telegram. Without data transmission, Russian commanders are fighting blind. They cannot coordinate operations or use real-time intelligence to direct their troops. This chart shows the scale of Ukraine's response to that disorganization. In March alone, they deployed nearly 10,000 ground drones. These ground units are handling logistics, mining operations, and executing direct combat against disconnected troops. Numerical superiority provides little protection for troops who cannot receive orders or coordinate a defense against incoming ground drones. This map pulls us back from the contested trenches to a secondary zone, spanning 30 to 50 kilometers behind the active fighting. This specific tactical depth is where the offensive lives. It houses the critical logistics hubs, rear deployment areas, and command posts. Ukraine recently deployed new mid-range UAVs into this space. Russian troops report that their drone detectors cannot spot them, and their electronic warfare systems fail to disrupt them. These new stealth drones are now hunting down exposed supply lines and decisively destroying those rear command points. By choking off the tactical rear, Ukraine ensures that the troops at the zero line eventually lose access to both supplies and orders. The final layer stretches hundreds of kilometers deep into Russian territory. This graph tracks long-range drone usage, revealing a crossover point. Russia's volume plateaued at 5,000 monthly, but in March 2026, Ukraine's launches surpassed them. Ukraine is also more accurate. Russia's strike rate is 5 to 10%. Ukraine's efficiency climbs toward 15%. Part of that efficiency comes from new launch mechanics. They use naval surface platforms to ferry and release aerial drones, bypassing coastal defenses. They have also started firing medium-range cruise missiles directly from helicopter platforms to evade standard air defense tracking. Ukraine is now outscaling the invader in a deep strike industrial arms race, reaching hundreds of kilometers beyond its own borders. That 10 to 15% strike efficiency on the Russian interior creates a predictable pattern of attrition. Every single day, 2 to 4 high-value Russian targets are destroyed. With daily targets hit, the Russian energy sector faces a cumulative loss. If this trajectory holds, damage will reach half of the country's oil capacity. This degradation connects back to the soldiers in the mud. Without fuel to move armor, the offensive loses momentum. Victory on this battlefield is found in the ability to reach hundreds of kilometers behind the enemy, turning the scale of the Russian machine into its greatest vulnerability.